I want to play you something I think you'll like. Here you go.
If you were king, you wouldn't be afraid of anything? Nobody. No how. Even a rhinoceros? Impossible. How about the hippopotamus? Why, I'm trashed from top to bottom. Supposing you met an elephant? I'd crack him himself. What if it were a brontosaurus? I'd show him who was king of the forest. How? Courage. What makes a king out of a slave? Courage. What makes a flag out of mashed away? What makes the elephant charge his tusk in the misty mist for the dusky dusk? What makes the muskrat guard his musk? What makes the sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage. What makes the dawn call the sun? What makes the Hottentot so high? What puts the ape when ape we come? What have they got that I ain't got? Courage. You can say that again.
With prices approaching
Oh,
all-time
hold on.
high and interest rates coming down.
My iPad screen is broken. I don't know if you could see that, but I still use it. You know, there's a lot of things that can be broken that we can still use. No matter, you know, someone tells you you're broken, you can still function if you can, in the best way that you can. But I think that, you know, it really is about having courage to keep going, when maybe it would be just simpler just to stop. It's not worth it anymore, I just gotta stop. But, you know, I think that we're all given this desire to live. We have this instinct to live and to keep going. And if that's all you've got to go on, then keep going. You know, I'm not going to let somebody destroy me for their entertainment. You know, I mean, they can keep trying, I suppose. But as long as the good Lord wants to keep me alive, I'm going to do everything I can that He wants me to do. And, you know, and He has proven to me time and again, and you can see it too, that what else could it possibly be that keeps me going? When the one thing that you ain't got, courage. Huh? I have courage. You know, when you look at, I think the key word here that we're all kind of struggling back and forth with, and it's, you know, propaganda, and then we're basing, you know, our knowledge on propaganda, and then using good sources of information as the propaganda to control people's thinking. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if we're going to stand in our truth about the wrongs that have happened within religion, or that what we're finding that's not exactly, how do I say this? It's not correct. I mean, you know, we're looking at people that they want to say what the truth is, but then they're willing to back up and say, no, I didn't really mean it like that, you know, you're fine. It's just like, I don't like this, that, and the other, but I didn't mean to, but you know, there's good things about you, and you can find good and bad in just about anything. Nobody is perfect, you know. But when it comes to God, I think He is the only perfect thing that we really do have, besides newborn babies and animals. They're innocent. No matter what they do, they're innocent. They might have a drive to eat, but they don't have a drive to just be ornery and mean and hurt their neighbor for nothing. No, they don't. They're very, very innocent, and those creatures are truly angels. They are delightful. I mean, I love my animals, and I'm so close to them. It's just unbelievable how much you can learn from them if you just are willing to get close to them. But I want to speak to you about something specific that's going on in my life. You know, I know that the people that are in my faith, that love their religion, that it's one thing to love your religion and believe in it, if you choose to, even knowing the truth. That's one thing. But what I'm talking about in my particular situation is when religion is used as a weapon, when government turns itself into a weapon, when any kind of organization that might stand for something good suddenly turns themselves into a weapon against somebody that doesn't align with them. This is the issue that we're talking about. I know that there's a program I'm going to comment on that's called From Cults to Consciousness, who are spending their time trying to expose these cults that are psychologically and emotionally leading people into situations that are not good for them. Or for us as a society, it's kind of like they're becoming so obsessed about these belief systems that they're willing to go out and really harm people for them. And that's when religion is wrong. I've heard even Christians use the good word to weaponize it against people, to dismantle them, to disarm them. Put your arms down and be still and know that I am God. And yes, there is something to that, because we need God so much. We do. And we want him to step in, and he will. But he also believes that we need to keep our eyes open, and that we need to keep, helping him to do what he, to help him to make these things manifest, right? He uses men and all of us to create a world that we want to live in, that's a safe world. Now, we've got religions that are over on the other side of the world, willing to annihilate all of us for religion. And can you see how religion can brainwash people into a degree where they are not functioning properly, to where they're not really understanding that the whole point of being in a religion, to worship the Lord and to do what he wants, and if he is a God of goodness, is never going to have you go out and annihilate someone else. It just doesn't make sense. If your God is a loving God, it's just not, it doesn't make sense. Please, this is so simple to me. I don't know. It's simple. So if I am going to be the chosen annihilator of any religion, it's not purposefully done. I have nothing personal. You made it personal. It wasn't personal before. I wasn't trying to get anybody to leave the church or to dislike the church. I wasn't even saying anything. But I got so pushed into a corner that I really had no choice but to come out and say how I really felt, which is my right. I live in America. I'm allowed to say these things. And the religion that I am in has literally weaponize themselves against one person, because I am able to intuit different information that it turns out correct every time. And I'm just, or at least close, at least I get really close to it. And I'm just telling you that I don't think religion in and of itself is bad. I think it's a group of people that want to serve God. But hear me loudly when you hear me say this. If your religion, no matter what it is, causes you to go out and brainwash people, or to harm them and destroy them, even plot to kill them, you are not following God. This is like elementary, Watsons. Come on. I don't really know what else to say about that. I know we're all out down here doing the very best we can. But I promise you, in just about a minute, if your religion came up against you, you'd feel the exact same way. You'd be like, it's my right to believe how I want to believe. You can't come after a person just because you're scared of the gifts that they possess. Oh, they're fine with me having these gifts as long as I go along with them. But they already attacked me, and so they already exposed their intentions and who they actually are by attacking me. How can I go back once I know they wanted to harm me? I am no fanatic. They're fanatical. I'm not fanatical about anything. I'm just trying to protect myself and to wake you up to see what's really going on in this world when it comes to religion. We have never been a calm society because of it, because we've been fighting with each other over it for eons of time. Now, I do completely believe in the Bible. I do. I think that it was written by men, not, I think it was inspired men that wrote down the things that they were supposed to write as best they could. And I think that men kind of changed it up to make it suit themselves. I mean, consider how long it took the Catholic Church to even let the people. Did they even let the people have the Bible? No. Well, not until King Henry VIII came along and decided to, change things up so that he could bend the rules in his direction, so that he could marry yet another wife. So religion has been manipulated forever. And so if this very thing that we can bend and twist, now let's talk about even Muslims. They've got a tyrannical group that takes the basic core of their religion and twists it around and makes it much worse than it really has to be. If we're all going to share the planet, we need to find a way to share it peacefully. Of course, there's those that don't want to do that. They want to control everything. And if you're not careful and awake and watchful, we've got too much to lose. We've got to be really thinking ahead about what's going on around us and what we're standing for. And you can't say one thing over here and then turn around and say, oh, well, I didn't really mean that. What I meant to say, no. Either you're here or you're there, or you find one narrative that goes right down the middle. Yes, I don't think religion is bad in and of itself. Going to church and trying to congregate with people that align with your beliefs. And I think that there are some, faiths that really come together that want to do just that. They just want to promote love and kindness. They want to read, teach from the scripture as close as they can. And right now, because it is the end times, it's more fervent because we're like it's a ticking, like a ticking time bomb, and they're trying to save as many people as they can. But a lot of times what they do is they'll come in and condemn you for the slightest little thing. Like, you can hardly do anything right when it comes to some Christians. They're so staunch. They don't realize that they're human beings too. It isn't just one faith doing that. It's a lot of religions that are so hell-bent on their religion being right, and what they're telling you is right, they're willing to annihilate you for it. And that's when we get into really dangerous water, and not just murky water. It just becomes dangerous. And a lot of these social problems, social, economic, all these problems that we're having could be resolved with some good common sense and some, socialized training on parenting, training on sexual health, training on, a balanced lifestyle, what that means, what that looks like when it comes to religion, or even the division in the political parties has almost been religion, made to be a religion, where Republicans are a religion, Democrats are a religion. But they just call it by a different name. Both of them are corrupt. I truly am standing here as a nonpartisan anymore. But I do stand for good people, no matter what side they're on. Okay? If we were to change anything, in our Constitution, it would be the party situation. Making Congress a 10-year stint and they're gone, and new blood comes in, with new ideas. I think that would be refreshing and a good thing, and it would give our youth a chance to really engage in what's going on in their world instead of just letting the same people stay there till they die. I don't know. There's things that I feel need to be changed. Truly, I do. But I still think it needs to be handled in a procedural manner, in a way that is, that makes sense, that's prudent and fair to everyone involved, that it's not just a free-for-all, and we're the sitting ducks watching them go back and forth at each other, and we have nothing. We're supposed to be able to have something to say about what they're doing. That's how it was meant to be. And it's going to take Courage. It's going to take some courage. Not just from one, but from many. To stand up and just say, okay, well, what you're doing isn't making any sense. And, you know, and it needs to. We're all here and we all matter. Our lives matter to us. It isn't just the elites that matter. I know they think they are the only ones that matter, but they're not. Every person is here for a reason. And you have no time to worry about pretending to be somebody else, because you've got something inside of you that's dying to come out, that's going to make the world a better place, and maybe you just haven't found it yet. But it could be the simplest thing that you're overlooking. The minute that any organization weaponizes itself against someone, it is no longer a safe thing. And just because they haven't weaponized it against you doesn't make it any less true. Do you get what I'm telling you? Right now, I am opposed to the primary faith in my state, because they abused me, and they're coming after me because I left for good reasons, for good solid reasons. It wasn't for nothing. You know, if that makes me an enemy, I'm sorry, but I'm not the enemy. You are. For coming after an innocent person that was doing nothing to you. Nothing. To steal from somebody. The whole purpose was just to steal. Everything about the plan was evil. Don't tell me that not letting me come to a court case regarding myself was illegal. You all knew what you were doing. And that it was unconstitutional from day one. And I'm not supposed to say anything or complain. Well, why would that be? I have every right to stand up for my rights. I have every right to know that my gifts are from Heavenly Father and they're not evil. And other people that have them are not evil simply because they have a gift where they intuit things and have, you know, psychic abilities. They were given a gift that they have. And the ones that are really in alignment with God and with deity, they're the ones that are really getting the downloads. The evil people, they might be getting downloads from evil sources, but it's not going to ever be as accurate as you could have it. If you really align yourself with goodness, with love, your intentions are good. You want good for everyone. And you certainly don't attack people under any circumstances, or you're going to condemn yourselves and the people that are that are following you. You know, all I've ever done was just tell the truth. And some of the truth you knew, you just don't have the courage to stand up for it. But until you have the courage to actually stand up for what it is you're saying, if you're going to get, you know, researchers and forensic scientists and people to come on to prove a faith not true, then you got to know where you stand on it. You can't waffle about. You need to know, okay, well, this is likely not the case. This is probably what happened, even though I think it's a really cool religion. And in a lot of ways, it surely is. I mean, I have loved the faith that I came from. I truly. But the minute that they targeted me and weaponized it against me, were hiding facts about my childhood, my birth, and my life, and money, the minute that they targeted me, all of a sudden, they were doing fraudulent things that they cannot deny with the state. I didn't do that. You guys did. Okay? I'm just brave enough to say, hey, I can't stand by a religion that targets people. Ever. You guys on Netflix, you saw the video on Scientology. It's the same thing with them. If you leave their faith, they'll come after you. You know this is wrong. Does that mean we don't believe in God? No. Of course not. Does that mean we ditch the Bible? Not, I'm not going to. I really do believe in the Bible. I believe in a lot of things that a little more than I even did before. One thing that's apparent to me is that, after this life, you're not really dead. Your body might die, but your spirit goes on. I know that for sure. That's a blessing to know that. I'm asking you to pull yourself up from your bootstraps and have the courage to say what you know is true. Not what you want to be true, but a more balanced sight of saying, okay, well, I believe that this is the way it is, but the minute that you go out to annihilate somebody else, everything that you believe in looks bad now. You've made it look bad because you went after somebody, or you protected, people that are committing crimes within your organization instead of making them stand accountable. That makes your organization look bad. Hello? Can't escape it. To me, this is as plain as the nose on your face. I am not attacking you. I'm simply telling you the truth. You are coming after me. It's not the other way around. I didn't do anything to you people at all. And because you hide criminals within your organization, because you were stealing from me, because you didn't allow me due process or my constitutional rights, because you signed and forged documents to make it look like I was crazy, you have painted such a horrible picture of your religion and your form of justice, which is no justice at all. And if it were you that somebody did this to, would you just cower and hide? Or would you have courage? You'd have courage. You'd have to. Your will to survive, it should be strong. If you know in your heart that you're standing for the truth and that you're telling the truth, what is it that you actually have to fear, honestly? Nothing. And that's the point.